of the class, we have discussed about various publication ethics as well as ethics during research, which our researcher should adopt during the whole research work. So there are some principal guidelines for having the ethics during the research, like autonomy, beneficence, non-beneficence, justice, etc. And during every stage of research work, we have to maintain the ethical principles. Okay. And also, we had discussed certain amount of ethical misconducts which commonly happen during research work. With some case studies we have discussed, and we have seen that normally uh, due to some constraints or some difficulties, people do this ethical misconduct. Not that they are bad persons, but due to some the time constraints or some physical constraint, or maybe to the institutional or peer pressure type of thing. So they do this type of ethical misconduct. So this happens. So we have to take it into consideration that we should not do that type of misconduct or ethical misconduct during our research work. And also we have discussed about how to present nicely during, because research work we have to present, how to present the work nicely, and what are the journals available for publication. There are many journals may be available, so how to choose the journal. Some guidelines we have seen from the impact factor of the journal, site score, and also which authors we should follow and which authors we should cite in our research work, that we can just have a guidelines from H-index or ITIN index, like that. On previous class, we had started with this intellectual property rights, because these are intangible properties. So there are also some rules and guidelines are there to protect this intellectual properties. So yesterday we had discussed about patents, trademarks, and copyrights related rights. So from there we'll start with the geological indications. And before that, I told you, there are many times people copy exactly things. So I have just put some photographs from the internet. So here you can see. Yesterday I was telling, na. So Lays and legs, the same chips product, same product people are selling with a similar type of packet and similar color code also. So people will mistake this. So in the first picture you can see that this is Lays, this is legs. So the same potato chips they are selling. So Lays can file a case against this particular company because they are exactly copying the things for the similar product. Okay, but we'll see that some for other cases also there may be little different. But here also you see this Liverpool. This is a very well-known club, football club. दिख नहीं रहा है क्या? दिख रहा है ना? So this particular Gurukul public school, they have exactly copied the same thing. You see, same masal in the both the sides, same this crown is there in the top, and same shape and size. This pattern also exactly similar. Maybe this color is little fade in that photograph, but it is definitely a copy of that particular logo. So if Liverpool wants, so they can file a case against it. And this is a Starbucks coffee you may be knowing. So this is a very common coffee shop brand, uh, and if Starbucks is there, then people definitely go for paying a higher cost, because the same type of coffee will get a very high cost, but people don't mind paying that much. But this is one photograph I have taken. There are one or two more coffee shops are there. They are also having the same exactly similar logo. So people will not know that whether this particular some princess or queen's photograph is there. Some photograph is there in the center. That much we only and some green circular those things we like. And Starbucks coffee, it is written. That much we love. We don't see the logos so carefully. That's not. So in this particular say, this is a Star Priya coffee, and inside also similar some king's photograph is there, and also here coffee, here also coffee. So we can tell that this is copy of the particular logos. Okay, and here also Oreo biscuit and Boreo biscuits. So definitely the color, but the color scheme is little different. So they can tell that okay, I am having a different type of biscuits, and my packet color is different, so they can defend their case also. But it looks like they have copied the thing, because the name is Oreo and the biscuits, uh, the things are also looking quite similar. So people will get Oreo, and this also looks like Oreo only. So people may get confused. This was, I was telling, McDonald's and McDonald's. So this is red background, yellow color M, and this is yellow background and red color M. Okay, so this is also maybe copied type of thing. This particular I wanted to also share Motorola, and this is Marmot. So this Marmot is this Motorola. They have put this logo from 1950s onwards, I think, and this is a particular company who has put this logo in the uh, 70s. So people are telling that they might have copied this particular logo also, because the first this red was not available; it was available in black also. Okay, so black, this and this looks quite similar. So, but this particular company is for mountaineering clothes and dresses. So they told that this we have put our company name is M, and we are having the clothes and the apparel for the mountain. So this looks like a mountain, not Motorola's M. So they can defend that like this. So, but still, then people are having some opinion that this particular logo is copied from this logo. So whenever you are having, it should be innovative. Okay. And this particular Airbnb, you must be knowing, na? Nowadays, people are booking their flats from Airbnb. Airbnb पता है ना आपको? हाँ, आप लोगों को घूमने घूमने जाते हैं तो Airbnb से अच्छे accommodation मिल जाता है. Okay. This particular Airbnb logo is quite similar to this particular drive-in logo. This was a Japanese company. This logo and this logo looks quite similar, only the thickness is different. Okay. So this looks also quite similar, and similarly, this particular logo, this is for Beats. This is in 2015, and there is another company which is having a logo of this. Only the thickness are different. Otherwise, both the logos looks like similar only. So if other side of the world somebody is using this term, they will not know that they have copied from somebody else's. Okay, because they will tell that no, this is from my mind, from the black circle. I have by because this is also B. This is also having a B. So I have put a B in that. But when you compare due to internet, everything we can see together, so we can compare, and it seems that they have copied the logo. Okay, so like this, many times people copy different logos and all. So as a ethical principle, we should try to avoid that, and it should be original in nature. Okay, because if you are putting the exact same thing, the case will be there. But like this particular case, I think Motorola will not win that particular case. But in this particular case, Lay's will win, because the product is same, the color scheme is same, the low everything is same, and there is no point in putting legs here. Why should they put legs in a potato chips? Okay, so this type of things should be avoided. So we'll go to the next intellectual property, that is known as geographical indications. So GI tags you may be knowing all. So GI are signs used on goods that have specific geographical origin and possesses qualities or reputation that are due to its place of origin. Because every place has certain things, some cultural things, some product, some food product, or like this Kolkata's rasgulla, they tell that it's a flavor of that. जो दार्जिलिंग के चाय ऐसा बोलते हैं, तो कुल्लू के शॉल ऐसा सब बोलते हैं ना. So for every place has their own type of things. So to promote their particular areas, artisans or the villagers or like that, this type of intellectual property has been came to place. So agricultural products typically have qualities that derive from their place of production and influenced by specific local factors such as climate and soil. So Darjeeling tea, if you are telling that it is from Assam's Darjeeling, so their soil and their conditions is such that that particular tea will have that particular flavor, which may not be there in the Kangra tea or may not be there in the Munnar tea. Okay, so that's why they have to they wanted that GI tags for that particular location, that people will understand, because many people like that particular flavor. I like yesterday's thing. Sometimes we remember the smell also. So smell, color, texture, everything people remember. So this कश्मीर का पश्मीना शॉल they tell that वो रिंग के अंदर से निकाल देंगे ऐसा, तो पश्मीना शॉल they'll tell that it is a Kashmiri product, so it will have their own flavor, so people will buy with a good amount of money they will pay. But if somebody is duplicating that, so it will not be proper way. So GI tag, if it is there, you can sure that yes, this product has come from that particular area. Okay. So they may also highlight specific qualities of the product which are due to human factors, and that can be found in the place of origin of the product, such as specific manufacturing skills and traditions. Because if it is manufactured in a particular manner or derived from that uh, area may have certain things like here in the last I have traded the weight grinders also. That chakki, atta pisne wala chakki, atta nahi, that idli making chakkis. It is available in it is having a GI tag of Tamil Nadu, because that particular stone is having certain qualities that grinding is very perfect for that particular type of food. Okay, so that stone may not be available elsewhere, so they have gone for the GI tag. So a geographical indication points to a specific place of origin of the production that determine the characteristic qualities of the product that originates therein. It is important that the product derives its qualities and reputation from that place. So if you are having a GI product, so it should have reflect that particular place's things properly. Okay. So it is an exclusive right given to a particular community, hence benefit to its registration are shared by the all the members in that community. So if it is a Darjeeling chai, it will be given to that particular area's things. So all the villagers or the cultivators who are having that particular cultivation, so they will get the benefit. Recently, the GIs of goods like Chanderi silk, Kulu shawls, etc., have been registered. So many things has been registered in India. I'll tell you the few of the things in the next slide. Keeping in view of large diversity and traditional products spread all over the country, the registration under GI will play a very important role in the future growth of the tribes and communities and skilled artisans. Because nowadays duplication is very rampant. So anything we can put a duplicate thing, and it will look exactly similar color, structure, and the texture also you cannot distinguish. Because if you'll go to VT side, the Kulaba side especially, they will have this pashmina very on the almost all shawls they will have the pashmina shawls, and some pashmina they will tell that okay, I'm having a pashmina shawl which is 300 rupees. Pashmina shawl 300 rupees, it's unbelievable. So people will just simply okay, 300, let us purchase few more. So they will purchase that thing, because so much of sometimes people don't think that really it is there or not. So but if it is having a GI tag, so you can ensure that yes, this product has come from that area pashmina things. So it is the real product, it's not a fake product. Okay. So more informations can be found out in that particular IP India site. This is a particular GI tags which I was not aware of this particular tag before this particular type of classes. So thanks to this particular course, I am also going to come across what is the exactly geological tag looks like, because we purchase many things, but we don't. Okay, we know the things, but we don't see that what is exactly written like that. So if you are seeing this particular logo somewhere, so you can tell that yes, this particular tag is having the proper GI tags. Okay. So this is the invaluable treasures of incredible India. They write like this. So a product can use its GI tag normally for 10 years after it's first issued. So every I told that intellectual IPRs, they have their own time periods. So these GI tags are normally there for 10 years. So it could be still extended for another 10 years after that. Okay. So no one else may use this GI tag for goods that is not made in the designated geographical region while the tag is valid. Okay. So if I'm putting a shawl, a nice shawl also, I cannot put a GI tag of that particular Kulu shawl or Pashmina shawl like that, because I have not brought that from that particular area. So that flavor, it may be missing, even if the quality is very good, but GI tags I cannot have. Okay. So in this particular thing, I have shown some of the figures in that some of the materials which are having GI tags in India. Like Darjeeling thing was the first Indian product that was having a GI tag. It was way back in 2004, and right now six for more than 640 GI tags I have written. But exactly today I have searched, and it is I think 264 GI tags that are there in India. Pardon? तो 664 या 658 पहले था, अभी शायद आज मैंने जो रिसर्च किया उसमें 664 देखा, तो मींस यू कैन अज्यूम दैट 650 के करीब चीजों के ऊपर इंडिया में जीआई टैग्स है. So because India is so vast country, culturally diverse, and different types of tribal communities are there, so they are having their own products and their own flavors. Foods are so different. Every area is having their own delicacies. So lot of things are there under GI tags. Okay. So I have listed few of the things in the left side, like Banarsi Pan. वो गाना भी एक हाई के पान बनारस वाला. तो बनारस पान, I was little amazed to see that Banarasi Pan is also having a GI tag now. And Bengal's Rasgulla, Basmati rice, place I have not missed, I think. Kodaikanal garlic. Garlic is such a common thing, but Kodaikanal is having certain varieties of garlic. That flavor is something different, people say. So that particular also they are having the GI tag now. So like very other things, that tur dal, Banarsi silk, and chicken, various perfume, and even like this. I was thinking batik print is a GI tag of West Bengal, but I came to know that it's a batik print is a Ujjain's. Huh? It's not West Bengal. Okay, okay, okay. So I was in a mind that batik means West Bengal. So that's why I put it here that Ujjain's batik print, it is GI tag. Okay. So like take some that Sambal's bone craft, lot of bone craft is there, and also this Chambal's chappals. I think this Jaipuri chappals also may have the GI tags. I have not gone through properly maybe. So different types of materials which are having the local flavors, they are having this GI tags nowadays. So in this particular India's map also have shown that, like Madhubani painting of the Bihar Mithila region. So they are having their own flavor of type of paintings and use of traditional colors. So that is having the GI tags. Like in Orissa also they have their own type of that textiles. So a lot of saris, Sambalpuri sari, then other type of saris, some that Barampuri silk sari. So many, I have seen 3-4 types of textiles in Orissa, and also Kutch embroidery in Gujarat. So they are having a very colorful type of Gujarati patterns. So that is also having the GI tags of that particular. So the different materials are there all over India, so which are having GI tags. So if that particular symbol will be there, you can ensure that wherever it is available, it has actually originated from that particular area and being sold here. So in Mumbai also, if you are seeing some shops where that particular tag is there, so and that, I'm telling that tag is there, but nowadays people are copying everything. A bag के ऊपर आपको नाइकी का लोगो भी मिल जाता है, so it's not a Nike bag में भी, तो इसलिए वो that logo, if somebody is just copying and pasting somewhere, that is not valid, but ethically that people will not do. And but if you are seeing that particular logo, you can believe that yes, that should have originated from that particular area. Okay. So these are about various GI indications. And also I have told that this industrial designs, like if you are having a particular process or products, so for that also you can have the intellectual property rights. So industrial rights refer to creative activity which result in ornamental and formal appearance of the product, and the design right refers to a novel and original design that is accorded to a proprietary of a validly registered design. So industrial designs are an element of intellectual properties. These are common. So essential purpose of design law is to promote and protect design elements of industrial production. Because if an industry is producing something, that particular system is having, they have put lot of effort for producing that particular design. So somebody else's should not prepare exactly similar product and sell, because sometimes we remember, okay, that was having a black color thing with this type of arrangement. We may not remember the exact name. If some persons are copying that thing, that will be that customer may mislead. So in that also lead to some confusion. So to avoid that, industrial designs also are having this intellectual property rights. So this act also aimed to enact to detailed classifications of design to conform the international system and to take care of the proliferation design related to activities in various fields. So internationally also, if you are having that particular industrial design intellectual property rights, so you can transfer to other agencies also. Okay. Next one is the layout design for integrated circuits. So nowadays the ICs are quite common in everything. We are having small integrated circuits. So semiconductor integrated circuits means a product having transistors and other circuitry elements which are inseparably found in a semiconductor material or an insulating material or inside a semiconductor material and designed to perform and electronic circuitry function. So like in mobile, we have some ICs. Okay, so all these things, so there also we can have that particular arrangement, how we are putting the ICs and everything, arranging the things, that we can have the intellectual property rights. Okay, so the aim of Semiconductor Integrated Circuit Layout Design Act 2000 is to provide protection of IPR in the area of semiconductor integrated circuit layout designs. So SICLD have just written. These are common written things. So just you remember that. Okay, for ICs also we have the intellectual property rights, because there are a lot of effort people put how to prepare that particular IC, because very minute things you have to put in a small area. So there should not be misconnections, and that should be use of proper items in that particular small chips or integrated circuit. So when people have put their mind into that, it has to be protected. Okay, that's why this layout design for integrated circuits also are coming under this particular intellectual property rights. So this initial registration is for 10 years, and thereafter it may be renewed time to time. So Department of Information Technology, Ministry of Communication and Information Technology is the administrative ministry who is looking after this particular thing. So if somebody has some violations, so they can contact that particular industry, ministry also. So this is the website also I have written. If somebody wants more details in afterwards, sometimes in their their research period or something, so they can get the more details. This I had put yesterday also, trade secrets. This is if somebody is violating trade secrets, the punishment will be quite severe compared to the others, because trade secrets are very important for industrial setups. So trade secrets are confidential business information that provides an enterprise a competitive edge. Like yesterday I told that इनो का substitute आज तक हमको मिला नहीं. Similarly, एक सिंपल सा बिस्किट्स, आपने बिस्किट तो बहुत सारा देखा रहेगा. एक सिंपल बिस्किट है जिसका कोई कॉपी आज तक नहीं हुआ पाया. हाँ, पार्ले जी तो है. ये लिटिल हार्ट्स जो आया था, वो कितने साल से है. So for so many years, that particular little has that crispiness. Nobody has able to copy and reproduce that thing. Otherwise, so many little heart might have come. But I have not seen. If you have seen, or somebody can tell that yes, it has something similar has come. So you can do, but because many biscuits similar version has come, but that Britannia Little Hearts, still then I find that it is unique. So and kids they like it very much. The like I says आजकल जैसा ओरियो का वर्सन से आजकल बोरियो भी आ गया, but लिटिल हार्ट्स का और कुछ सिमिलर प्रोडक्ट्स नहीं आता है आया है. Okay, so the like that many, because like that Enos things, they have their composition in such a manner that nobody is able to replicate it. Otherwise many other products would have come since last I think maybe 30 years I am seeing in market. At least I have seen for 30 years. I don't know exactly when it was launched for the first time, but 30 years one product is there, and nobody is competing with that. It's quite surprising. Okay, so they have their trade secrets for that. And the Mysore sandal soap also. That aroma is, and that shape and size and everything. It's so unique, and so they must be having the trade secret of for that also composition. Okay. So usually this manufacturing and industrial and commercial secrets, these include sales methods, distribution methods, consumer profiles and advertising strategy also, list of suppliers, clients, manufacturing processes. So how they manufacture, that is also included in this particular trade secrets, and also the customer profile also they have there, because of which customers they are targeting like that. So every company may have their own list of things. So these are all come under a trade secret. A trade secret can be protected for an unlimited period of time, but a substantial element of secrecy must be exist, so that except by the use of improper means, there would be difficulty in acquiring the information. So this particular trade secret can have infinite time of that period. Otherwise, all others are having certain periods. Okay. So considering the vast availability of traditional knowledge in the country, the protection under this will be very crucial in reap, reaping benefits from such type of knowledge. The trade secrets, traditional knowledge are also interlinked and associated with the geographical indications. Okay. So with GI also, it is having some overlapping. So this is about trade secrets. Surrounds also this new protection of new plant varieties. As such, these plants and medicines, common general things, they are not included in IPR. So in the tomorrow's class, I'll tell what are the things generally are not included in intellectual property rights. Okay, so there we'll see that general things, and if it is a discovery type of thing which is actually existing and we have somebody has discovered, those are not included in IPR, but these new plant varieties are protected under IPR. So here the difference I'll just mention. The objective of this act is to recognize the role of farmers as cultivators and conservers and the contribution of traditional rural tribal communities to the country's agrobiodiversity by rewarding them for the contribution and to stimulate investment in R&D. So if they are investing in R&D, so they should get some benefit. So if they are with the R&D, new some plant varieties coming, so they can be protected under this particular IPR section. So the Plant Variety Protection and Farmers' Right Act 2001, it has enacted in India to protect the new plant varieties, because nowadays new plant varieties for bio students, if you are going for somebody has joined NABTD, somebody has joined. Okay, so NABTT works for the various new mutated mutation they apply and new plant varieties they produce, which are having either the new better nutrient content or the time period of that growth at that particular plant will be shorter, so that within short time they can produce similar type of food products. So lot of the, if you are generating that type of new plant variety, then you can protect that particular plant variety. Otherwise, if it is a general food product, you cannot protect that, because general food products should go to the general public, all the public. You cannot protect and tell that, okay, if I am giving this particular product to this particular industry, they will only sell. No, for normal food products, you cannot have the IPRs. Okay. So more details are available in this particular plantauthority.gov.in. So now we'll discuss little more details about the patent, because this is the one thing which is common for researchers in scientific community, because till now whatever I have covered in IPR, this is for all type of research persons. Research not only scientific, if somebody is doing business research or somebody is doing industrial research, or for everybody different type of things will be there. And some intellectual properties that for creating music also, people do a lot of research. They listen to different type of music, they see that in which particular local area they wanted to display in their particular means whatever they are having some movie and they're putting some village type of thing, some village type of music should they share. So they do also a lot of research. It's not scientific research, but it's a different type of research. From there they could take the output and some ideas, and they'd evolve with their own research and the innovations. Okay. So all these are I have discussed in the different type of intellectual property, but now I'll be focusing more on this patent, because as a scientific field, physics, chemistry, biology students, you may or engineering students, so your research may lead to some patents. because either you will be going for publications or you will be going for some patents. These are the two main things which scientific researcher do. Okay, research things I have already discussed a lot, so now I'll be little focusing on the patent things. Okay, so what is a patent? So a patent is a statutory right of an invention granted for a limited period of time to the patentee by the government for excluding others for making, using, selling, importing the patented product or the process of the product, that the product those purposes without his or her consent, in exchange of full disclosure of his invention. This I have already told in the previous class while telling about the general things about the patent. So patent is a thing, it may be a product, it might be a process also. So if you are having a patent, so you can apply for the patent. If it is the patent is granted to you, you are the owner of that particular patent. So if you are, want to give it to some industry, you can give in the exchange of some terms. So they can either pay you or they can pay with the number of sales that they have. So there you can have your own terms and conditions. So there are few criteria for patentability. So an invention to become patentable, subject matter must meet the following criteria. Okay. So the first one is it should be novel and new. Just change up something will not be getting patented. Okay. It should be having such that novelty statement. Because if you are sometimes have you seen some patented things or patent means formats and all? Anybody has seen? कोई बात नहीं. तो जब होता था ना उसमें फर्स्ट में लिखा रहता है एक नॉवेल्टी स्टेटमेंट. So it have first thing is that it should be novel and new. So what is new in that particular area? So in that it may be a small piece of work also, but it should be something new light has thrown to the scientific community. So that is the first criteria. Next is it should have inventive step or it must be non-obvious. It should not be very general type of thing. So it should have that particular inventive step. So I told you that discoveries are not included in patent thing, because discoveries are certain things that are existing. We are just discovering it, but invention is different, something we are creating. Okay, so it should have that inventive step and non-obvious step also. It should be capable of some industrial application. So patent, if you are going for a patent, the product or process should have some application. Just for the basic science and all, you cannot go for patenting. So patenting should have a application. Okay. And preferably the industrial application. Means some industry can take up that particular patent and they can produce that thing for mass production, or the process if you are having, they can use it that process for their some other applications. Okay. So it should not fall within the provisions of section 3 and 4 of Patent Act 1970. So there is a 1970 Patent Act. There is a two clauses which are important, section 3 and section 4, that we'll be discussing today. So they should not cover these two criteria. Then only the product or the process will be have the sufficient criteria for patentability. Okay. So what can be patented in a short? An invention relating either to a product or process that is new, involving inventive step and capability of industrial application can be patented. However, it must be fall into categories of invention that are non-patentable under section 3 and 4 of the Patent Act. So these four criteria I have combined it. So this, if this satisfying this particular four things, so this product can be patented. It can be many owners also. It doesn't I'll discuss that thing. Okay, because not only single person or group of person or that institute can also have a patent. Okay. Because I have seen 3-4 persons from various divisions like RBHSD. They have, I think, 4-5 persons are there in that particular patent. In RCD, 4 authors are there in the patent. So multiple persons are there. Okay. So who can apply for a patent? A patent application can be filed either by a true or and fast inventor or his assignee, either alone or jointly with any other person. If some group of persons are contributing, they can together apply for this particular patent. You have some idea, means some information where it is tell that one person only has to be apply for the patent? Not. Yes, yes, yes. Because I have seen na, in radiochemistry that are four or alag alag. That should be nodal person, and you have to take the consent. Like जर्नल पेपर आप लिख रहे हैं, हाँ, आप पांच लोग ऑथर हैं उसमें, और एक बोल रहा है कि मुझे जर्नल ऑफ एनालिटिकल केमिस्ट्री में भेजना नहीं है, अदर बोल रहे हैं कि नहीं, दिस इज अ बेस्ट जर्नल इन दैट फील्ड एंड वी ऑल हैज टू सेट। तो क्या करेंगे आप? उसको छोड़ के आप चारों का नाम से पेपर पब्लिश नहीं कर सकते। You have to take that person's into account and combinedly you have to do that. So internally you have to manage that. Okay. So I have written that single person or the assignee or group or jointly other person also can apply for patent. Okay. बोलो बोलो। विड्रॉ भी करते हैं, ऐसा भी करते हैं। या yeah, yeah, it happens actually. Actually, sometimes people that I am not aware of this particular, because that's why one statement the corresponding author used to tell that during that I have taken the consent of all authors before submitting the manuscript. So if I have not taken the consent, then that can happen. So if I am taken the consent, but still then somebody wants to put me in difficulty, what the he or she will do? She will write to the editor that now only I came to know, but I am not aware of that particular paper. So if you guess something like this from the beginning, you send the manuscript to the every author and take in writing that I read and understood the things and I am agreeing for the publications. चला जाता है, चला जाता है, चला जाता है। हाँ, पर क्या होगा, ये लेटेस्ट ऐसे हम तुमर में साथ में काम कर रहे हैं, वो आपके साथ में जो है वो भी हमारा को ऑथर है। ओके, वो वी थ्री आर वर्किंग टुगेदर एंड यू आर द करस्पेंडिंग ऑथर and we two are working together. Okay, so but I am little jealous of you. Hmm. Okay. So you have written and I have okay, okay, fine. You send it for publications. Now I have done. Then I'll see what will happen. Okay, what I'll do? You are sending the publications with my name, and immediately I'll get that when you submit. I'll get that information that okay. So what I'll do that I'll write to the editor because I'm author in that. So I can write to the editor that I'm not aware of the writing. So this has having something which is spurious or something. So please stop or something. On my own, I can write to the editor. Na? So what editor will care? Editor will tell that I have received something against of this particular manuscript. So clear it and that. So you are in loop now. So what we'll do as a corresponding author, if you have in mind is that somebody or like me is having something conflict of interest with you, you take it writing from the authors. That yes, you send that manuscript before publishing to her and me, and I should read that. Okay, I have read and understood the things, and I am agreeing with the publications. Okay, so in that case, you will be safe. Okay. So does Indian patent give protection worldwide? Patent protection is territorial right. Therefore, it is effective only within the territory of India. So if you are going for an Indian patent, it will not be applicable worldwide. Okay. So if you are going for a US patent, it will be applicable in US. It may not be applicable in India. It may not be applicable in France. So for different countries, you have to apply. But now there are treaties. If you are going for that, it will be it will be applicable to all those countries which are involved in that particular treaty. That I'll tell afterwards. However, Filing an application in India enables the applicant to file the corresponding application for same invention in convention countries. Convention countries means group of countries which are having that convention within or before expiry of the 12 months of the filing date in India. So if you are filing something for something in India, within 12 months you can file the same thing in the convention forum also, in which lot of countries will be there. So there it can be if it is granted, then in all those countries your patent will be valid. Okay. Therefore, separate patents should be obtained in each country where the applicant requires protection of his invention in those countries. So there is no patent valid worldwide. So in worldwide, everywhere it will not be valid. If it is a convention is there, and in convention few countries or many countries are there, if you are going for that, then in that area only your patent will be valid. But if you are going for Indian type of patent, it will be valid only in India. Along with the India, if you can choose, I want to also go for US patent, you can file a US content patent also along with Indian patent. Okay. So how can I apply for a patent? A patent application can be filed with Indian Patent Office, either with a complete specification or with provisional specification allowing fee as prescribed in Schedule 1. If you go to the patent site, it will all the things are written. So there are steps by which you can apply for the patent. So you can go for a complete specifications patent or a provisional specification also. So there are two ways by which you can apply for the patent. So in case of application is filed with provisional specification, then one has to file the complete specification within 12 months from date of filing the application. So if you feel that you should be hurry in filing the patent so that other persons should not file the patent, so you can, if your work is substantial and but it has not completed, so you can go for a provisional, and within 12 months you have to do the completion and complete a patent you have to file. So there is no extension of time for file complete specification after expiry of the 12 months period. So within 12 months, you have to file the complete things. Okay, but normally patent procedure is takes quite long time. So provisional application many people go for, so that with your work the provisional application will start, and you also have the pressure to complete it within 12 months. Okay. So is there provision for filing patent application electronically or by online system? Yes, in India it is now available. From 20th July 2007, Indian Patent Office has put the place an online filing system. Otherwise, it was earlier is to take still more time. Now also it is taking a lot of time. But timeline I'll discuss afterwards. But online filing is possible. So more information for filing online is available in that particular website in the Patent Office site, ipindia.nic.in. So this facility is also available for filing trademarks and geological indication applications. So all these things you can apply in that particular site, online applications you can have. So all published and granted patents can be searched online based on variety of search criteria. So all these things are available in internet. If somebody wants more details, you can find out. So this two things I told cannot be patented. So according to section 3 and section 4 of that particular patent act. So we will now see what are there in the section 3 and what are there in the section 4. So यहाँ से थोड़ा बहुत questions भी आ सकता है. So tomorrow I'll actually finish the course, and day after tomorrow the 2 lectures will be there. So there I'll just have the revision of the full course with some information that in exam what type of things you can expect. Okay, so that we'll discuss in day after tomorrow's class. Because yesterday somebody was asking me, so these are all storytelling type of things, so what you are going to ask in the question? So okay, but there are a lot of things, short question, not very details you write, you just try to be brief while answering, because I have to see the answer sheets of more than 130 or 150 students, so it takes a lot of time. So there are two sections are there. First one is the section 3 of the Patent Act. Okay, so that we'll see now. So as per section 3 of the act, following are not invention and hence cannot be patented. Okay, so an invention which is frivolous and which claims anything obviously contrary to the well established natural laws. So if something you are inventing which is against of the natural laws, so then that will not go for patent. So if you are telling I am throwing an object in the normal condition but it is going up, okay, so that is nothing means unnatural about that. So but it is going up. If you are claiming like that for a patent, so it will not be accepted, because if you are for throwing some means if you are means putting anything and you are just apple jasa, it should go down only. Gravity hai to it will go down. So if something is not there like magnetism or superconducting, if it is means levitating, so it will not go up. So and if it is air movement is not there, nothing is there, but still then that material is going up, then it is beyond the scope of the natural law, so that will be difficult for patenting. Okay. So similarly, various natural laws are there. So if your whatever you are inventing is against of the natural laws, so that will be difficult for the patenting. It will not be getting patented. An invention, the primary or the intended use or commercial exploitation which could be contrary to public order or morality, or which causes serious prejudice to human, animal or plant life or health or to environment, that also will not be patented. So if you are creating some biological warfare agent which will be very harmful to the public, so that will also not be possible. And if you are inventing a poison which is not having a medical use, poison sometimes if you are putting that poisonous things I have prepared but it is having a good medical application, then that will be patented. But if it is not having anything which is beneficial to the human or animal or plant life, so that will not be patented. Okay. And also if there is a commercial exploitation chance will not be there, industrial applications will not be there, that also will not be. If you are telling that I have invented such things which will throw some new light to the science, so that type of things will not be come under patented, because it should have some industrial applications. The mere discovery of scientific principles or the formulations of an abstract theory, or a discovery of any living or thing or non-living substances occurring in nature, that also will not be patented. Discoveries are not included in patenting. Inventions are included in patenting. Okay. So you know na difference between discovery and invention. So discovery is what is there. If somebody new species of animal is there, because in this particular हमारा सामने mountain है ना, in that top of the mountain new varieties of species are there, which is not found elsewhere in India. Some yellow frog is there, and means certain varieties of species are there which are not there any over India. So people may not be knowing that. And if you are going for a stroll there, some now it is not allowed, earlier people are going. So if somebody has gone and seen a new variety of species, and in that, okay, I have now seen a new species and I want to patent that, that will not be it, because it is existing in nature. So you are not inventing something, so that will not be patented. Also, a mere discovery of new form of known substance which does not result in enhancement of the known efficacy of the substance, or the mere discovery of new property or new use of known substances, those things are also not included in patenting. So explanation I have given right there. For this purpose, this class, some salts of some compounds, if I am having a oxalate, oxalic acid I am having, and next I am have oxalic acid is a common substance. Now I have invented sodium oxalate. Sodium oxalate common है, पर let's say sodium oxalate था नहीं, जैसा strontium oxalate या फिर यूरेनियम ऑक्सालेट, ऐसा कोई तो एक कंपाउंड के साथ उसको अटैच करके कर दिया और उसका कुछ ज्यादा कुछ चेंजेस नहीं किया है, so that will not be patented because it's a extension of that compound only. Okay. So salts, esters, ethers, polymorphs, metabolites, pure form of that particular substance. If I'm preparing a common salt is there, I'm preparing a very pure salt. That will not be patented. But there are many things now, high pure material are required, but that will not go for patenting. Okay. That process may go for patenting, but that product will not go for patenting. It's the same product as a previous product, only the purity has been changed. But the purification process, if it is having some invention steps, then that process can go for the patenting. Okay, like isomers, mixture of isomers, complexes, combination of other derivatives, etc., will not go for patenting. Okay. So all these types of things which are just modification of a known substance will not go for patenting. Okay. So as per this section 3 act, a substance obtained by a mere admixture resulting only in the aggregation of the properties of the components, therefore a process for producing substances will not go for patenting. So जैसा सोडियम क्लोराइड है, पोटेशियम क्लोराइड है, कुछ जलने का स्मेल आ रहा है क्या? उनको बुलाते हैं ना, कहीं पे आग लग जाएगा, बोला है ना? हाँ, कि अभी मेरे पास वो था, और आप लोगों का एक्शन देख के मुझे लगा कि कुछ तो है जो व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड देन उस तरफ से आग बाहर आग नहीं लगना चाहिए, नहीं हमको खुलने जाने के लिए रास्ता नहीं है यहाँ पे। है खुला है क्या? बंद होगा? आई होप वी आर ऑल सेफ। खिड़की खिड़की भी खोल नहीं सकते? छोड़ दे? नहीं छोड़ेंगे नहीं, आज तो दो दो क्लास है भाई। somebody has come? आ रहे आ रहे हैं कोई? ऑफिस से बुला लो। ऑफिस में एटलीस्ट इन्फॉर्म कर दो कि कुछ स्मेल आ रहा है। ठीक है, थोड़ा सा आगे देखते हैं। दो क्लास पूरा में नहीं लूंगा, छोड़ दूंगा पहले, ठीक है? पर आया हूं तो कुछ बोल के जाऊंगा, क्राइम मास्टर गोगो। ठीक है, तो ये हो गया कि रीअरेंजमेंट और अरेंजमेंट अगर और डुप्लीकेशन ऑफ नोन डिवाइसेस, दैट विल आल्सो बी नॉट गो फॉर पेटेंटिंग, and a method of agriculture and horticulture also, that will also be not to go for patenting. It is for general purpose. Any process for medicinal, surgical, curative, polyphyletic, diagnostic, therapeutic, and other treatment of human beings, or any process for a similar treatment of animals, render them for patenting. Okay. So अगर पर कुछ मीन्स थेराप्यूटिक एप्लीकेशन और मेडिसिनल एप्लीकेशन अगर कुछ पेशेंट्स रिलेटेड रहेगा तो उसके लिए भी हम पेटेंट नहीं कर सकते। इसको खोल दें क्या? हाँ, थोड़ा सा खिड़कियां खोल लेते हैं एटलीस्ट। हाँ, जान दे, ये भी जान दे। ठीक है, तो फिर है कि जो मेडिसिनल अगर कुछ डायग्नोस्टिक टाइप ऑफ थिंग्स अगर रहेगा तो उसको अभी हम पेटेंट नहीं कर सकते। प्लांट्स एंड एनिमल्स इन होल और एनी पार्ट thereof other than microorganisms include but including seeds, varieties of species etc. will not be patented। ठीक है, सिर्फ न्यू प्लांट प्रोडक्ट जो हुआ है उसको हमने एक्सक्लूसिवली थोड़ा सा अलग किया है, अदरवाइज नॉर्मल जो सीड्स वगैरह होता है उसको भी हम पेटेंट नहीं कर सकते। इट विल बी फॉर जनरल यूज। A mathematical or a business method or computer program, so those also will not be patented। And also a literary, dramatic, musical, artistic work or any other aesthetic creation including cinematography and television productions, that those also will not be patented। उसके लिए हम कॉपीराइट वगैरह ले सकते हैं बट पेटेंट नहीं कर सकते। Okay, a mere scheme or rule or method of performing mental act or method of playing game, how to play that particular type of video game or something like that, those also processes, I told that products and processes, तो ये processes में आ सकता है कि how to play that particular game, so those also will not be included in patenting. Or presentation of information, how to present that particular information, that process also will not be patented. Topography of integrated circuits, so that topography will not be integrated circuits will not be patented, it will go for that other one. So an invention which is in fact in traditional knowledge, or which is an aggregation or duplication of known properties of traditionally known components and components, that also will not be patented. So these are the various type of things which are prohibited from patenting under section 3. ठीक है. So 3 का अगर मैं कुछ आपको एग्जाम में पूछूंगा कि give few examples of the things which cannot be patented under section 3, आपको 2-3 तो आना चाहिए. ठीक है. और सारे जितना सारा इतना बहुत सारा मैंने बता दिया. जैसे आप सिंपल है कि अगर हॉर्टिकल्चर वगैरह कुछ होगा, एग्रीकल्चर होगा, तो वो नहीं हो सकता है. अगर कुछ मेडिसिनल और डायग्नोस्टिक के लिए यूज होता है तो वो नहीं हो सकता है. अगर कोई डिस्कवरी हुआ तो भी नहीं हो सकता है. कुछ एनिमल्स और प्लांट्स का प्रोडक्ट न्यू वेराइटी होगा तो वो भी नहीं हो सकता. सो दीज आर कॉमन थिंग्स. तो ऐसा होगा तो, और जिसका कुछ इंडस्ट्रियल एप्लीकेशन नहीं होगा तो भी वो हमारा पेटेंट के लिए जा नहीं सकता है. तो दोस थिंग्स यू कैन जस्ट थिंक ऑफ. So these are under section 4 of the act. So there is a section 4 of that particular act. So according to this, invention related to atomic energy are not patentable. So if certain things are related to atomic energy, that's why this particular section is important for DAE persons like us. We have to keep in mind that if anything is related to atomic energy, we cannot go for patenting. But we can go for patenting of some chemical nature of that particular substance, but it should not be related to atomic energy. Okay. Eh? Atomic energy, it prohibits many things. So like many things in BRC, you cannot publish also. Okay, so there are certain guidelines because this every agency has their own sensitiveness. Because here there are certain things are there which may be sensitive. It should not go to the public. That's why many materials we cannot publish in. We are working, but we cannot publish. But there are certain on that some properties we can publish, but that there are certain things we cannot publish. Where in BRC, if you are working, you have to follow those guidelines. That's why whenever we send any publications, we have to send it to our head of the division and take that concurrence, so that we are not sending anything which is sensitive out of BRC. That we have to take it in mind. So in Atomic Energy Act, it is written that if something is related to atomic energy, that will not be patented. Okay. बट देर आर मेनी थिंग्स विच वी पब्लिश. वी ऑल पब्लिश हियर ना. आपने देखा रहेगा सबका काफी सारा पेपर्स भी रहता है. तो ऐसा नहीं कि पब्लिश नहीं कर सकते. पेटेंट भी होता है यहाँ पे. और रेडियोलॉजिकल ग्रुप से भी पेटेंट होता है. रेडियो केमिस्ट्री डिवीजन से भी पेटेंट होता है. बट इट इज नॉट एग्जैक्टली रिलेटेड टू एटॉमिक एनर्जी. ठीक है. डिटेल्स थोड़ा सा देखेंगे हम. So no patent shall be granted in respect an invention relating to atomic energy falling with subsection 1 of section 20 of Atomic Energy Act 1962. There is a Atomic Energy Act 1962, it is published. So under that section 20 says that if anything is related to atomic energy, you cannot patent it. Okay. Still it is valid after so many years also. So according to subsection 1, that particular whatever I have mentioned here in Atomic Energy Act 1962, no patent shall be granted for invention which in the opinion of the central government are useful for or relate to the production, control, use or disposal of atomic energy, or prospecting, mining, extraction, production, physical and chemical treatment, fabrication, enrichment, canning or use of any prescribed substances or radioactive substances, or the ensuring of the safety of the atomic energy operations. So anything which will have something related to production or the mining or the exploitation or the disposal of any radioactive substances or radioactivity related things, or the some elements which are important to atomic energy, those things are not patentable. Okay. And also if anyway that process is hampering the safety of the atomic energy operations, that process also will not be patented. So those things are prohibited according to this particular Atomic Energy Act 1962. Okay, from 62 onwards, this is particular is valid. तो दिस इज फर्स्ट क्लास। सेकंड क्लास में थोड़ा सा डायरेक्टली करेंगे या 5 मिनट गैप करके? हम्म। कंटिन्यू और 5 मिनट्स? हाँ, ठीक है, जैसे भी आप बोलोगे। मेजोरिटी? ठीक है। मेजोरिटी इसीलिए मैंने पूछा, अगर आपने जोर से नहीं बोला है कि 5 मिनट्स, एक दो जन ने जोर से बोला है 5 मिनट्स, बाकी लोगों ने कंटिन्यूटी नहीं बोला, तो फिर मुझे वो 5 मिनट सुनाई दिया। सो वो बाकी लोगों का जो वोट हो गया वो नोटा हो गया। मुझे पता है कि सर शायद मैक्सिमम लोग बोल रहे थे कि कंटिन्यू बोलने के लिए, बट नोटा दबाना ठीक नहीं है ना? तो किसी को तो वोट करो। ठीक है, थोड़ा सा दोस्त 3-4 मिनट गैप देते हैं, उसके बाद स्टार्ट करते हैं। तब तक गप्पे मारेंगे, तो नहीं गए हैं। एक खादी ड्रेस है, खादी किसमें आएगा? जीआई टैग में आएगा या और किसी में आएगा या किसी में नहीं आएगा? हाँ? संपूर्ण इंडिया में होंगे, तो इंडिया का टैग होना चाहिए। जीआई टैग दो बदली, ये जीआई टैग नहीं होता है, खादी इज नॉट अ जीआई टैग सब्सटेंस। तो खादी का पर एक ट्रेडमार्क है, खादी पर्टिकुलर टैग हुआ है, इस धागे का ट्रेडमार्क। ट्रेडमार्क हमने जैसा पढ़ा है ना, पेटेंट पढ़ा है, ट्रेडमार्क पढ़ा है, अलग चीजें पढ़ा है ना। दिस खादी पर्टिकुलर थिंग कम्स अंडर ट्रेडमार्क ऑफ द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ खादी से ग्रामोद्योग। have one for the trademark of that particular खादी, पर एक पर्टिकुलर खादी है आंध्र प्रदेश में, इस खादी का जीआई टैग। Okay, because exact origin and all I am not aware. So I was just going through before coming to class that ठीक है, मैंने खादी पढ़ा है तो उसके रिलेटेड थोड़ा मैं देखता हूँ कि ये कोई जीआई टैग है, जीआई टैग तो नहीं है, बट इसका ट्रेडमार्क है। और एक पर्टिकुलर, हाँ सर, आइकन वगैरह, हाँ टिकट वगैरह है। Yes, in the Odisha icon is also having that particular GI tag. And yeah, Andhra, Panchampalli is Hosapalli is Odisha, Panchampalli is Andhra. So, but today I have seen that icon Odisha is having a GI tag. This has from Odisha. Is there? From Odisha, so Odisha things I have just gone through the what are the things. Then I think good, quick. So, take a good Jaggery. Jaggery. So one Jaggery is also having a GI tag. The guy I don't remember, but I was making the MSCP that so many different products are there. In the previous class, we had ज़्यादा देखा नहीं था. Last year also had taken the similar classes, but I had this year I was refreshing more what are the more available right now. So I was just waiting for this. So many things are under GI tag and that people that Khadi is not a GI tag, but it is having a trademark. The name Khadi, they are having a Andhra Pradesh but that is having a GI tag. Andhra Pradesh Khadi is there. That is a GI tag. The color card is that painting, that the Khadi I thought figures, the block printing type. Color card is good. Yeah. सबसे ज्यादा उत्तर प्रदेश का GI टैग जो है सबसे ज्यादा उत्तर प्रदेश का Also मध्य प्रदेश का काफी सारा है का पूरा उत्तर प्रदेश से लद्दाख के लिए वैसे having some data ये जो अभी इंडिया का जीआई टैग नहीं हुआ ना उसका के रीजन है so what they are saying that Adi is not a specific thing to India. Many nearby Asian countries also they produce khadi, like Pakistan, Bangladesh, and some Tunisia type of countries. They also produce khadi. So if also difficult to know how to dig up that is something we are ensure that it is Darjeeling side वैसे ही होता है. So that particular is from Darjeeling. So khadi is widespread right now. So there are some controversies also. That's why they have actually this for khadi they have applied for the GI tag in 2014, and that application was pending in 2019. They have withdrawn the thing. That it is not belonging exactly to the region, so it can be a overall area also. So we should not go for the GI tag for that, but go for the trade. That's one for trademark. Okay, so that's it. Okay. Okay, so welcome back. So now I have only few slides to share. So same type of questions will continue. Can any invention be patented after publication or display in the public exhibition? So we tell that if you want to have a patent, don't publish it. So if it is published, you cannot go for patenting. You might have heard, किसने सुना रहेगा ना, अगर आपने अगर पेटेंट की अगर आप काम का पेटेंट के लिए सोच रहे हैं, so you should not publish it immediately. So if it is published, there is a difficulty in patenting. But is it like that if you are published, you cannot go for patenting? No, there is a provision. So that we'll see. Generally, a patent application for invention which has been either published or publicly displayed cannot be filed. So in general, it is applicable. If you are publishing in a journal, you cannot go for patenting of the same thing. Okay, so it should not be publicly available before the granting of that patenting, but there is a provision. However, the Patent Act provides a grace period of 12 months for filing of patent application from the date of its publication in a journal or its public display in an exhibition organized by government or disclosure before any learned society or the published by the applicant. So if you are publishing something, you can also go for the patenting, but that patenting filing should be completed within 12 months period. Okay. Actually, before patenting also a lot of procedures are there, steps are there. All those steps has to be cleared within that 12 months period. So if that 12 months period is getting exceeded, will that paper you cannot convert to patent. But within that period, people can go for patenting. Right now, one person in BRC, RTDD, they have gone for patenting of the work which they have published few months back. So that is also possible. So the how a patent specification is prepared. So for patenting, you have to first prepare some specifications what you want to go for the patent. How it is prepared? A patent specification can be prepared by the applicant himself or herself or his registered or authorized agents. So you can use some authorized agents which can having the actual knowledge how what are the ways to put that patent application. So there are some registered persons are there, authorized persons are there. Their help you can take, and if you are well qualified and you are knowing all the things about patenting, then you can your own self also go for the patent specification preparation. The patent specification generally comprises of the title of the invention indicating its technical field. Prior art means literature survey type of thing. They give a paragraph for prior art means similar what has been done and how your work will be different from that thing. prior art and drawbacks of the prior art, the solution provided by the inventor to obviate the drawbacks of the prior art. So if the prior art is having some limitations and you have overcome, which will have some industrial applications, so that will be included in that prior art section. A concise but sufficient description of the invention and its usefulness. So it's how it will be applicable. That part also you have to include in the specifications. Drawing, if it is there, it is has to be included, and the details of the best method of its working. So how the, if you are having a product, how it will be used, and if you are developing a process, what are the easiest ways to handle operate that particular process. So those things has to be written in a very clear manner. The complete specification must contain at least one claim or statement of claims defining the scope of the invention for which the protection is sought for. So in the title type of thing, you have to write down for what it is intended for. Okay. So what is the provisional specification? So I told that complete application you can file, or provisional application also you can file. So there is a provisional specifications you can prepare in the beginning. So Indian patent law follows first to file system. So provisional specification describes the nature of the invention to have the priority date of filing the application. So date of filing is also sometimes important, because like if you are already published, and the date of filing should be as early as possible. So in that case, you had in the hurry to put the patenting. So in that case, provisional filing is done. So provisional specifications is prepared. So in that part, it must be followed by a complete specification. So provisional shorter form of that particular patent things you have to prepare in the beginning. You can file that thing. So afterwards, you complete the thing, and complete specifications you can put. So it must be followed by a complete specification describing the details of the invention along with the statement of claims within 12 months. As I have mentioned earlier, that within 12 months you have to complete the full filing system. Now, if the complete specification is not filed within the prescribed period, the application is treated as deemed to be abandoned. So if you are not completing the complete process within that 12-month period, so your patent will not be accepted. So is it necessary to file a provisional applications? Generally, an application filed with provisional specification is known as provisional applications. Sorry, if it is a provisional specifications you are filing in the beginning, so this is known as provisional application, which is useful in establishing a priority date of your invention. Moreover, filing a provisional application is useful as it gives a sufficient time of the applicant to assess and evaluate the market potential of the invention. Okay, so it is not necessary to always put that provisional application, but it is a good thing to do, because once you are putting the provisional application, you have the thing in the mind that within 12 months I have to complete. So within that month, whatever the requirement and what are the difficulties faced by you, that you will try to solve as early as possible. So it is a better thing to apply for the provisional applications. However, it is not necessary to file an application with provisional specifications, and one can file application directly with complete specification. So if you feel that everything you have and everything is properly made, which can go for the complete specifications, you need not wait for a provisional specification. Unnecessary time will be lost. So because within 12 means once you are going for a provisional application, after certain time only you will go for the complete specifications or complete application. So if you are feeling that everything is ready, you can directly go for the complete application. So when is the application of patent is published? So every application of the patent is published after 18 months from the date of its filing or priority date, whichever is earlier. So it takes quite long time. However, the following applications are not published. So if application in which secrecy direction is imposed. So if you are having something secret, that will not be published. Application which has been abandoned under section, some sections are there. So if it is abandoned, so it will not be accepted. Application which has been withdrawn within 3 months prior to 18 months period, अगर पहले आप कभी इसको withdraw कर रहे हो, वो भी publish नहीं होता है. Okay, so that is the option of withdrawing also. So is there any provision in the law for early publications? Yes, there is a process by which you can go for early publication of your patent. The applicant can make a request for early publication in form 9. That is, ये numbers वगैरह सब याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है, बस आपको जानकारी होना चाहिए कि yes, there is some provision by which you can have a early publication. So after receiving such request, Patent Office publishes such applications with a period of 1 month, provided the invention contents thereon does not relate to atomic energy or defense purpose. If it is not related to atomic energy or defense things, it can be earlier also done. But if it is something related to atomic energy, it will not go for the short route. Okay. So is patent applications once filed examines automatically? The application is not examined automatically. So the patent application is not examined automatically after its filing. The examination is done only after receipt of the request of examination, either from the applicant or from a third party. So if you are filing a patent, then you have to ask for examination. Otherwise, they will not examine. Like that, if you are submitting the form, automatically it goes further. But patent application is not that. You are filing the patent, then you have to tell that you examine the thing, like validate. अगर आप आईपीआर ये जो इनकम टैक्स कभी आप फाइल किए हैं या कर रहे हैं, somebody has done, ठीक है, तो उसमें बाद में वैलिडेट भी करना पड़ता है ना. आप सिर्फ सबमिट करने से आपका खत्म नहीं हो जाता काम, बाद में उसको वैलिडेट भी करना पड़ता है. तो सिमिलरली यहाँ पे भी ऑप्शंस है. सो यू फर्स्ट फाइल द थिंग, देन यू हैव टू आस्क फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन, मींस वैलिडेशन टाइप ऑफ थिंग. So then only it will go for the examination. Okay. Or somebody else also can ask for the examination. So when can the request for examination be filed? The request of examination can be filed within a period of 18 months. So कितना साल? 4 साल के अंदर आप examinations के लिए apply कर सकते हैं from the date of priority date or date of filing the applications, whichever is earlier. So for more details, kindly refer to section rule 24 of patent rule 2000. So rules are there. If you want more information, you can get it. Is there any provisions for early examinations? There is no provision for filing a request for early examination. Early patent के लिए कर सकते हैं in the beginning, but early examinations के लिए there is no provision for request. Okay, the applications are examined in order in which the requests are examination are filed. तो इसीलिए जब भी आप फाइल करते हैं, जितने से जल्दी हो गया उसका एग्जामिनेशन के लिए भी डाल दीजिए, क्योंकि उनके पास जब तक वो एग्जामिनेशन किया है उसी ऑर्डर से वो एक एक लेके करते जाएंगे. However, an express request for examination before expiry of 31 months can be made in respect of the applicants filed under patent cooperation treaty known as national phase application. So there is some scope is there. अगर आपका 31 months before expiry of 31 months अगर ऐसा है, तो वहां पे आप थोड़ा सा अर्ली एग्जामिनेशन के लिए कर सकते हैं, बट नॉर्मली देयर इज नो प्रोविजन फॉर अर्ली एग्जामिनेशन. So what happens to a patent applications once it is examined? So after examination, the patent office issues an examination report to the applicant, which is generally known as first examination report. So thereafter, after the applicant is required to comply with the requirements within a period of 12 months from the date of the FER is issued. In case of application is found to be to be in order of grant, the patent is granted, provided there is no pre-grant opposition filed or pending. Agar if during your patent process somebody is filing something against of that thing, then also it may get delayed because further examination may happen. So after the examination by the patent committee, if they are finding it is so suitable, they will grant the thing. Otherwise, they will send the first examination report, which will tell that these are the things you have to modify in your patent file application. Then it will be re-evaluated and it will be granted. So a later patent is issued to the applicant. However, in case of pre-grant opposition is pending, further action is taken after disposition of the pre-grant opposition. If somebody has something against of that thing, so that will be attended first, then the granting will be happen. Okay. So what happens when an applicant is not able to meet the requirement within the prescribed time? If somebody is not able to complete the things within time, what will happen? If the applicant is not able to comply with the requirement of 12 months, does not submit the documents which are sent to him with the compliance, the application deemed to be have been abandoned. अगर आप proper time period में आपका complete नहीं कर पाएंगे, तो भी आपका वो अबैंडन हो जाएगा, पेटेंट ग्रांटेड नहीं होगा। ठीक है, तो इसीलिए पेटेंट करने से पहले यू कीप ऑल द थिंग्स रेडी, देन गो फॉर द पेटेंट एप्लीकेशन, पेटेंट एग्जामिनेशन। अब whenever you are getting that thing, you have to do act as fast as possible. Okay. So is there a provision for extension beyond the time limit of 12 months? There is no provision of extension time beyond of this 12 months period. Does applicant get an opportunity of being heard before the application is refused? If applicant has not complied with the requirements within the prescribed time and no request for hearing has been made by the applicant, the controller may not provide the opportunity of being heard. However, if the controller shall provide the applicant an opportunity of being heard to the applicant before refusing the application, if a request for such hearing has been made by the applicant at least 10 days before in advance before the expiry period. So if something you want to extend or something you have to tell that your thing is should not be abandoned. So you have to tell before the end of the timing. 10 days at least before that time you have to tell. So what are various stages involved in the grant of the patent? So after filing the application of the grant of patent, a request for examination is required to be made by the applicant or the third party. Thereafter, it is taken for examination by the patent office. That first you have to apply for the patent, then you have to apply for the examination, then the actual examination will happen. Then usually a first examination report is issued and the applicant is given the opportunity to correct the deficiency, and the applicant must comply with the requirements within the prescribed time period. And when all the requirements are met, the patent is granted and the notified in the patent office journal. So till it is published in patent office journal, you cannot assure that it is completely granted. So it has to be published in that patent office journal. The law provides for both pre-grant and post-grant oppositions. So before your grant also somebody can oppose the thing, and after the grant also somebody can oppose the thing. Then also re-examination can happen. So what is the time limit for filing post-grant opposition in a patent office? The time of filing post-grant opposition is 12 months from the date of publication of the grant of patent in the office journal of the patent office. So after your publications, within 12 months, somebody can question your patent. Okay. So is it essential to deposit? This is not exactly related to that particular patent, but it is the biological related material. So is it essential to deposit biological material in the International Depository Authority? If the invention uses the biological material which is new, it is essential to deposit the same in the International Depository Authority, that is known as IDA, prior to filing the application in India. So if you are having a new varieties, you have to submit that variety there also. IDA have to submit. And is there any international depository authority in India? Yes, it is available in India. So it is located in Chandigarh. So where this biological type of material can be deposited. Okay. I think this much only I wanted to share about various patents things. So okay. So tomorrow we'll just see some more things and we'll complete the course. हाँ, कौन सा? मैं थोड़ा देख के बताना पड़ेगा। कहाँ पे थोड़ा सा मुझे बता दीजिए। आई कम in that I'll just go through and tomorrow I'll explain because exactly आज की स्लाइड में या कल? आज की स्लाइड में तो अभी देख सकते। कौन सा? थैंक यू। इसमें ये दोनों में से किसी में रहेगा ना? इसके इसके आगे तो मुझे लग नहीं रहा है। ये जो है ये कॉपीड वर्जन है ना साइड से। I'll explain. हाँ, ओके ओके। हाँ हाँ, एग्रीकल्चर जनरल एग्रीकल्चर के लिए नहीं होता है, तो यहाँ पे पर्टिकुलर केस में देख के ही कर सकते हैं कि इसको हम जो कर सकते हैं कि नहीं, आईपीआर के अंदर इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं कि नहीं। क्योंकि ये न्यू वैरायटी है तो क्या न्यू वैरायटी है, किस प्रोसेस में न्यू वैरायटी है, तो उसके बेसिस पे ये सब आ जाएगा। यूनिक सिस्टम, हाँ।